On this edition of Straggtales, you have this individual literally busting it down and twerking on this palm-colored cop or security at GHOE or GHOE or the greatest homecoming on earth. That is the tagline for North Carolina A&T's homecoming. And of course, North Carolina A&T is an HBCU. Now, the way I found out about this video was on Taurean Walker's Twitter page. He had retweeted it because someone had posted it up like yesterday. Well, by the time y'all see it, it'll be a couple days ago because their homecoming was just this past weekend. And when I saw this, I said it doesn't surprise me in the least bit, especially after that story we just recently heard about Jason Pope with all the stuff that he has done. But the thing that really got me so much about this video was not just the video itself, it was the fact of the comments that were left in the thread from this. Now, I had saw some people who looked at this and literally shook their head at it and saw it as nothing but shameful, embarrassing, and just straight out coonery. Now, when's the last time you've seen a woman of any other race twerk on a black cop for public consumption? This is not the first time I've seen something like this. There was a video, I never spoke on it, but I think it was at some kind of pride event where you had it was like some kind of black pride event, and you had these black lesbians out there literally twerking on police cars. And some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about because like you can't forget seeing something like that on video. You can't. And it was mainly just them twerking on police cars because if they are lesbians like they claim, they wouldn't twerk on another male. If it was a female out there, they probably would. But they were literally jumping up and down on police cars twerking like it was nothing. It looked like a damn rave out there. But you look at something like this and it doesn't surprise you or catch you by surprise, off guard. But like I said, I was looking at the comment section, and besides the people that was leaving the comments saying that this was embarrassing and she should be ashamed of herself, you had other people in the comment section literally giving this woman cover, both men and women. Now, I would expect this to come from the women, but it embarrasses me that it comes from the men. There's another term that we have outside of the strag, and it's called maggles. Maggles is nothing more than a male strag, or one who endorses strag behavior. So those were maggles that were in the comment section. Those of you who are not familiar with the term, congratulations, you learned something new today. I mean, I saw one where somebody was saying, well, not everybody who goes to the greatest homecoming on earth or GHOE at North Carolina A&T is a student there. Okay, fine. Let's play devil advocate. Let's say this person is a visitor. Does this make it any better? No, it does not. Because the optics are still the same. Student or not, it doesn't really matter. And if this is a person who's a college graduate, it makes it even worse. What if she has a job and her job sees something like this? I wouldn't be surprised if they fired her. Now, I don't know what her age is. I don't know if she's a student there or maybe she's visiting and could be a student at another college. But the fact of the matter is everybody now has seen this. And she's doing it like she has no shame. And you have to know when something like this happens, people are going to pull out their phones and they're going to put it online. And World Star's probably be one of the first people to pick it up. And if anything get on World Star, that's it. When something is out there on the internet, it's out there for good. Now, that was actually the lightest comment that was on the coon train. But the other ones, and it was one in particular, and it came from a maggle, saying, why y'all got to bring negative energy to this? Let her have her moment. Have her moment. Now, mind you, this is a black man that said this. Now, this wasn't a troll. I went to their page. This is an actual official account. They said, why are we upset and bringing negative energy to this? Let's stop right there. They said negative energy. What does that look like? Are you trying to tell me that's positive energy? Are you trying to tell me that this woman twerking on this cot is positive energy? Let's take the race out of it. He doesn't even have to be white. The fact of the matter is she's twerking on someone that will body slam her in a hot second. If it wasn't in this setting right here. he would do it. I mean, how many stories recently have we heard where you've had these cops literally body slamming women, even when they're pregnant? No matter what the age, they could be little girls, they could be women who are pregnant, even the elderly. We've seen it all. They could do this in a heartbeat. Then, of course, you had the Strag come in there and say something about the ages of children and everything like that. And, you know, they saying we don't see stuff like this happening with children and everything like that. And then she didn't. And I said, whoa, hold on. And by the way, I'm going to leave a link to everything I'm talking about right here, just in case y'all don't believe me and think I'm making it up. So you can scroll through that thread and you can, hopefully the video will still be there by the time I upload this video. And then y'all can see for yourself exactly what I'm talking about. But she said something about kids 2 to 4 not being affected by police shootings. And then she said, if we do see something that happens with kids, it's usually between the ages of 6 to 12. I beg to differ. Where has she been? Apparently her head has been far up her ass. And what did that have to do with this? Is the next question I would ask. Then you had one of those black feminazis coming up in there trying to wave her little wand of whatever and then try to say something about black men. And we knew she was a feminazi when we went to her page and we saw her pin tweet. Like, it's a lot. Like I said, it's more than just what's in the video. It's the fact that people are enabling. Let me repeat that again. They are enabling this behavior. Now, we have people out here that say they don't like when black men go around and mess with other races of women or whatever, but they're endorsing this behavior right here. Now, from the cop side, this doesn't look good for him because he has a job to do. His job is not to allow some strag to twerk on him while he's on duty. I'm almost certain he's on duty. Why? Because he has his uniform on. And if he has a family, like a wife and some kids, imagine what she's going to say to him if she sees this, which she probably has already. Because one, if she's a white woman, she's going to be even more pissed that he allowed a black woman to twerk on him in public for the world to see. And in a way that he probably would never do with her. And I don't know what it is with some of our women who think twerking is going to end racism. The reason why I said that is because if y'all remember all the protests that have happened in the last few years, especially that Mike Brown one, you had some of those strags out there literally twerking like it was a party. Let me tell you something right now. If twerking could have ended racism, it would have ended eons ago. After all, many of black women back in the day, when I mean way back in the day, were twerking on white zaddy, and as you can see, we're still in the predicament right now. So tell me again, how is twerking working out for you? Or working out for us, I should say. This is embarrassing. I will say this, though. She's not an indictment on me. But when people enable this kind of behavior and they just let it fly off rip and just don't say anything about it, it makes people look at people like her and people who endorse it with the side eye. But like I said, if the roles are reversed and it was a white woman just twerking on a black cop while on duty and the optics were the exact same and he could have been at a PWI or hell, even at HBCU, who knows? People would have been bashing him saying black men hate black women, black men swirl out of control and da-da-da-da, and you know, this, that, and the third. And y'all know that would be true. I'm not even exaggerating my narrative or my point. But hey, this is what people enjoy. Like apparently, like I said, people enjoy and revel in dysfunction, especially our people, unfortunately. It took me a while to actually admit it, but there you go. You had a black woman by the name of Tatiana Jefferson who was just killed inside of her home while she was playing video games with her nephew and her mother was in the next room. The cop blew her away from outside of her house. Only 28 years old. Could be around the same age as this chick right here. But what does this woman decide to do? Get her strag ass on camera and twerk on this cop for the world to see. And this kind of behavior is not new. It's not uncommon. That's why it's easy for me to talk about this in a very calm and rational manner without going off. But it is still a disappointment at the end of the day. This display is a disappointment. The people that endorse and enable it are a disappointment, a waste of space, a waste of sperm, and more importantly, a waste of melanin. Y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one.